Yep. Hold on, let me make sure everything is chilling. Oh, I do know it's wrong. We need to pop this up real quick. Sorry. Yeah, I'm just leaking my whole thing here. Wait for the student to get around and then we'll get straight to it. So this will be very interesting. I do on the other side have old notes. Let's pull you up. Let's pull you up. Let's see, do you hold true? Gross. I remember you said you took a break, but you took a damn long break. Calm. Yeah, you didn't learn. You didn't learn. Yeah, and you came to me too early. You're still mega performing. Okay, let's see. General notes. Boom, 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 boom. Fully open. See what I got written down, just to give myself a little bit of a head leaning. So cut down on the amount of games playing in a day. Too much will strain your brain. Make it easier to autopilot. Days you want to focus. 2 to 5 is recommended. 6, 7 with active engagement. So strafing drill, range and focus. Gradually spend up. Okay, these are dog notes. These are dog notes. Not gonna lie to you. We're gonna change how we approach to learning in general, because I think that my view on how to improve in games has changed quite significantly, even over the course of like a week. I think my ability to read and understand what people actually need to improve on is different. And my total view of coaching has changed. I don't think there's like big picture stuff that you can just focus on and get like, yeah, you can get better that way, but there's a better method, in my opinion. So all these generalized notes that I kept on a couple of people, I think are they're kind of out of like depth, you feel? So like the idea is like they're too broad. They're very broad. Where the general prerequisite of getting better is just play more. You just need more hours. Like, hold on, let me do an hours check. Let's see, you got, yeah, sub 500 hours. Yeah, we just need more time. That's like number one. Number one is just we need more hours. Because you'll find like a general weakness in your like overall understanding of the game when you have low hours. Like you won't recognize like threat angles, you won't recognize like how to throw utility properly. It just at such a low hour mark, it's like you just need more. I do love this aspect ratio. It's kind of kicking my ass right now. What is this? Cuz I'm at I'm at 1920 1080, so that's the general standard. Is this 800 600? Surely, right? Surely this is 800 600. Cuz I think this is funny. What's up? Yo, what's up, 4K? Fine. Okay, good. We can start. All right. I went through like a general spiel. Your notes are outdated. I think in terms of how I view improvement. I think everyone's notes I have are outdated. So we'll clean that up sooner rather than later. Yeah, because I think my general notes were just to cut down the amount of games you're playing. We didn't do that, sure. And then for training, I gave you just like general drills to work on 80 strafing, which Ew, gross. I mean, good advice, but like, whatever. So I'm just gonna jump into it. There's not a whole, I don't got a whole lot of students on the way, but hey, I got a couple. Clear your corners. Am I gonna get... Alright, I'm gonna get Woohoojin jump scared, huh? Okay. We'll just get straight into it. Okay. Good. I respect that.
I went like 15 and 18.
Yeah.
Let's go, team.
All right, before we start, yeah. Do you need this? Are you afraid? Are you still? Well, actually, I don't have to ask. I can just see it. Okay. I remember this routing. Okay. They're not there. There. Dead. Good. Wait, so you can compare? Fair. You don't have to just keep bringing me Icebox VODs, by the way. Just any map is fine now. The compare and contrasting is good. For if it helps you, good on you. But I can tell the technique regardless of the map. So you don't have to. It was coincidence. Ah, fair enough, okay. Okay, let's see it. Same kind of idea. Okay. Yeah. Actually. I do have to check it. Yeah, I knew it. Okay. Will this be a repeat? Yep. So that's the second round. Dead. Cool. Okay, there's a general, so I'm gonna let you come to a conclusion on what you think is wrong with your gameplay. We're just gonna watch a few rounds because I already have a good idea. Because it's a mechanical issue. Yeah, I don't have to watch that fight. Yeah, but this is you're falling trap into a big mechanical problem. No, put your crosshair up. Come on, more, higher, nice. I was hoping that I was hoping that let me pull up I want to talk about this specific moment. So you have this video up. He is giving you commands. Woohoojin is. And so I was wondering if you were going to actually take these commands to heart. And so when I heard the keep your crosshair up, I thought you were gonna raise it up, but you kept it the same. So what do you have? I honestly think it's probably distracting more than it is helping, because it's not actively assisting you in like thinking of those issues unless you had problems with confidence. Okay. Here's the first. Yeah, okay. So yeah.
Get more done and save more time.
What, you got an ad too? No way. That's funny.
Updates and visualize timelines. Asana, a smarter way to work.
Okay.
At asana.com.
You probably kill this guy, yeah. You're a freak. That KJ's a freak. Okay. I respect the run through and fight.
One enemy remaining.
Could be fine.
Who's next? Keep fighting. Push.
He was mid last.
Clear your corners. Fight.
All right. Okay, okay.
Headshot.
Don't, it doesn't even matter how this turns out. I'm gonna tell you right now you'll win. Okay. So you're making a significant mistake. And all 5 of the rounds, because we've seen this similar pathing where you went through mid kitchen. There's one round you went B, but it doesn't matter. Of all the rounds that we've routed, we've made this consistent error every single time. I don't think you've noticed it, but we're not peeking angles. Like, at all. We're not peeking angles. Like, mechanically, we're not peeking. Which is bizarre, to say the least. Because we're hitting our shots, because we're calm, because we're, like, just killing people. You haven't been punished for it a lot. But you haven't you haven't peeked a single one. It's been a lot of shift walking, where you'll walk this way, you'll fight somebody, and you'll take the fight. You'll take the fight reasonably well, but you're just not peeking anything. So allow me to hide everything. And we're gonna cut this. I'll go through the whole VOD, but I mean, there's not a whole lot to talk about in terms of, like, growth, because my new idea of how to get better at Valorant, or pretty much any game, I kind of stole this idea from the fighting game community, where you look at interactions and learn how to win them. And normally, you kind of skip those kind of ideas once you're, like, in the lower 3, like Iron, Bronze, Silver, because you really just need to work the fundamentals. And I was thinking, okay, now that we've got the fundamentals taken full care of, we can actually work our way into more of this. Okay, we're in this situation. You find yourself in this situation, or this interaction. How do we start winning these interactions? Even if we are an aim cruncher, even if we are a utility cruncher, like, how do we win these interactions in these situations? And that's how we're going to build you long term. And we're going to look at it like a switchboard, where you'll have a lot of like lights on a board, and they're either red or green. And so the idea behind them is that we want to, and each light is an interaction, of course, but so we want like more lights to be green, and that way you'll be better at the game. The hard truth of it is you need a lot of time. I think you're on ISO.
Training. It's time.
But we're building a bad habit that we do need to fix ASAP. So I'm going to show you a marker and a reference point for how I want you to start scaling. And we're going to break it down to its bare fundamental essentials.
Anyone
I
attacking
don't
us
need
can
the
answer to
sleeve.
me.
I don't need the sleeve.
My ult is ready.
So using our most example, because we've scaled each one, so I'm gonna show it now. Oops. So whenever you're opening an angle, you have to peek out with W or A and D. Sorry, A and D. You can't use W. And so you're opening these angles, and the second you're not opening an angle, then you can start walking. You're opening again. You're opening again. In comparison, this is what you were doing. No. No. You're constantly just walking forward, which will get you sliced more often than not. And so how we're going to fix this is if we're ever not on an angle, we can press W. But the second we open it, we have to just peek out. And then we're now not opening any more angles. Now we're opening an angle, opening an angle, opening an angle. In this case, we're not opening. But here, because we're exposed to it, we have to open this one. And then we can open this way. Same thing here. We're not going to W around. We're going to peek out with intention. Look this way. You kind of look this way as well. Bang, bang, pop. And you routed this way a couple times. So you'd come out here. Then you'd peek out. And vice versa. You look this way first to catch rotators. And then you stop them in the back after. Same kind of idea for B main. Where you walked this way. And I'll show you a before and after. So it kind of looked like this. We never really stopped moving. And this is where you'd run. That's how you play? Yep. And so we're going to fix that because it's a really bad habit. And so we would peek out here, then we peek out here. And then after we've cleared this area, because we're not opening any angles, that's when we'd move up. And you'd say same thing. And then you'd start moving up. And because you'd open an angle around here, you would scale this way. Open this. Open this. Open this. Open this. And then this kind of makes sense to kind of walk around. And if you're going to gamble this, walk this way, then slow peek those. And then now you're just kind of playing. Now this is just like a routing issue, but we're not going to get into that. Same kind of idea on A. And I just want to show for comparison's sake real quick how it was. I think you guys are just kind of running it, which is totally fine. Then you ulted. But then it's same kind of issue. Where we didn't open any of them. So you get here, it's here, here, and then now because you have to open this one because they could cross, you do this, and then you scale like this. Now we peek out, now we move forward, peek out, peek out, peek out. Then we can scale this way, then we peek out, peek out. Now we can move, bang, bang. That's kind of what we're going to look into. So and this is how we're going to build our condition. Is if we're not exposing ourselves, you can press W. If we are exposing ourselves, you have to press D/A. And that's how we're going to fix that issue. Because it'll definitely come up. And I think this will be your big thing here. Because we can't talk about a lot of the other aspects of the game without fixing this. And so we're just gonna look at it again. We push shield. Yep, we're just walking around.
Watch out, watch out.
Okay. You didn't get the scale up. They just held it. Yep. So I'm going to count the amount of times you peek per round, and I'll leave a tally.
That's here. There's 3 out of the B side. Getting out of here.
That's one angle you didn't peek. Oh, that was one round here. I'll full tally it because I think this is round 7 we haven't done it. So this is the 8th round. Yeah, we just lose an interaction. We peaked that. Hold on, I gotta recheck. No, I think we were straight W. So I think this is our initial line, and then this is our new initial line. Yep. Striped at the same time. So welcome to number 8.
Bro, what, bro?
Yeah, okay. And again, I think we mentioned this before you took a break. There was an issue with your low hours that caused you to not be aware of threat angles. We'll reconvene. No. So if you're looking at your minimap, because you have utility out from here, this dude's looking straight ahead. This your duo, because I think your duo's Clove, yeah. Your duo's looking straight ahead. No, they just smoked yellow left side. Never cleared.
Bro, what,
Yeah, and so
bro?
that's a negative on the clear. I was also 9. God, Hooge is just burned into my mind.
Just keep the window or just wait for us to go.
So let's play slow, wait for them,
Crosshair placement better. In general, honestly, you're letting it float down to the ground a lot more than I would like. But it was better than what we started with. Okay, and now this is where I would talk about like macro of the game, because we are gold. If we have 3 people watching mid, 1 person watching this angle, we would do and this one's covered, and so you're actually supposed to be looking right here. Yeah, because now you're deepest on under.
There's one boiler. One boiler.
Yeah, that's really... Yeah, and then it's just awareness after, because I think someone even called boiler, where we just don't know where we're needing to look. And so in this interaction, right? First of all, you're in a dead man zone. Any sort of angle where there's limited cover and mobility, it's a dead man zone. And so because this area is covered, your threat is behind you or here. And so I need you to be looking at one of these threat positions and trying to make sure you're not exposed to the other. So I wouldn't turn around right here and look behind you because you're just exposed to the boiler guy. That just seems really bad. And so you either look here while staying close to this wall so you're not exposed to this guy coming this way. And so because you didn't have a chance in this interaction because you weren't interactable. As you kind of just floated off into nothing. I don't know where your eyes are right now. If they're right here at the minimap, it shouldn't be. Yeah, it was even pinged and called. Also, we're at round 10. I think you got 1 peek in. So I'll give it to you. Let's see. Nope, we rounded the corner. Rounded the corner. Another round about the corner. Rounded the corner. About the D rank. Sounds about right. You haven't played for 3 months? It makes sense to me.
One enemy remaining.
Yeah. You been doing good? I don't need to. You want to know why I don't need to? Because I'm watching your gameplay, man. Regardless of your recent games, we've noticed a huge red flag of a technique error. Now, I think that's more telling than any sort of statistics can. Because stats aren't everything. Stats won't give you the full picture. Because it's the same 10th round. I'm just going to skip through it. Alright. And we can move into defense and see if you do the same stuff. Because, believe it or not, I probably don't have these technique issues. But I likely... If I pull up my tracker... Da-da-da. Because I also stopped playing competitive Valorant. I'm strictly a coach now. But if you notice, my statistics are actually kind of bad. But you know I'm not making those errors. Especially over here. I'm like actually really watered. And so they don't tell the full picture. Okay. Rounded again. Okay, I do need to deduct. Bang. Bop. Okay. All good. Man, I am seeing a lot of, okay. We're playing pistol, so we're stacking. Okay, we actually shouldn't show precedence here. We just have to chill. Okay. Can't shield here because you don't want to give them an indication that you're here. You have gun disadvantage. You might get one. But the idea is that if you're not seen, it's very likely that they'll push out this way. And this interaction, when they expect you, really sucks. They don't have agent. Actually, they do. They have 2 sets of mollies that can clear you out. Yeah, it's a universal sound now. So when you pop it, the range is also very wide. I think it's like this around you. It's really wide. You can hear that ISO shield from across the map. It's crazy. And yes. And so if these guys were like literally any better, you're mollied here. They scale. And they just know you're here. They already knew you're here, but they're trash. And so you shouldn't even get one. But you do. And the round is just winnable now. And it doesn't matter. You just dealt your damage. Yeah, because whenever you're in a position like this, which you shouldn't be because you're an ISO, but in that round in particular, you don't want to give up your advantage because I guarantee you, they don't know you're there. They won't clear you. They'll run right past you. You'll kill one. You'll kill 2. And then the enemy team will just freak out and they'll like, blah, and like yell at each other. And it's huge because then you'll steal round momentum. And because the trade started to be positively, I'm pretty sure you win the round. What?
Fight.
There was a molly?
Run away. Headshot.
When?
Move between your shots. Keep back off your up.
I see. I feel like okay. So let's bring a cost like a cost versus reward. So what do they get if this molly gets popped? What pressure does this put on you? Would you say? So let's say this molly pops right now and it's like this area. You were gonna push the smoke? Well, that's another red flag. You have number advantage. With Reyna? Is Reyna pushing this? Let's see. Oh, Reyna's not pushing. Reyna's holding. Oh, did you call that you wanted to push the smoke? Here, let's see.
Keep back off your up. Fight.
She went in. Yeah, I saw her walk up.
Oh, nasty.
All right. So, and also to break your cope, if you wanted to push that smoke, just scale this way. It's smoked. You have a wall. That molly won't touch you. It'll be like this, because it's tucked in this corner. So the molly also doesn't like impede your progress. We just got a little distracted. And so I wouldn't shoot this molly because it doesn't do anything. Because it wouldn't stop you if you scaled up anyway. Like, if you just scale close to it, to the smoke, and hop in with the Reyna, you just shrug your shoulders, and you're like, well, okay. And just go past it. Yeah, you just got clapped. Alright, do a lot of ISOs like this position? Like, when you watch ISO players, do they like playing Gen? Because I'm fairly certain that they like rafters, top A site, pipes. I know some ISOs that would like to push up B. But I don't think you'll see an ISO mid. I think that that's troll. I don't think I'll see you mid. But I think A is correct. Like, correctly the site, but I don't think a lot of ISOs play. Yo told you to. Alright, here's a little fun. Do you know the old adage that everyone and their dad says when someone tells you to do something? That is fundamentally situational. Because I've heard it a billion times from my mother. And is, if Blank told you to jump off a cliff, would you? And the answer is no. Do you like playing ISO? That would be like my first question. Like, do you like it? Then 2 would be like, do I know how to play the agent? And then 3 is like, am I experimenting? And if you can't come up with like an answer for all of these, it's like, okay. Okay. It's like, all right. You don't have a main? And that's fine. So let's say we're on option 3 where we're kind of experimenting around and trying to see like, oh, what agent type do I like? Do I like the duelist subtype, the initiator subtype, the sentinel subtype, the controller subtype? Like, out of disc, what do I like the most? And of course, that just comes down to feeling it around. You know, I actually have another student in gold right now that is trying to go through that identity phase as well. And the idea is just find, like, do they look cool? Do I like how they play? And if, like, eventually you start getting answers to those questions, and then you start finding agents that you like to play. And I'd narrow it down to one role, not one agent. Usually you fill, yeah. Filling's really slow. It'll slow you down when you fill. Because there's so many layers to learning how to play this game. And most players have a unique playstyle that they garnish. And a lot of the roles can't really fit it. Like, there's some overlap, of course. I think every agent can do certain things, but some playstyles are more accentuated through certain roles, and it becomes a lot easier to learn and perfect your craft, rather than just, like, moving back and forth and back and forth and back and forth. Oh, so you like the good abilities of ISO's kit, yeah. Sick. Like Reyna's kit. These are very selfish kits, mind you. Like, very selfish kits. Like, these aren't full utility pools. Yeah, don't ult. In this scenario, you can't ult. Can never depend on your team. Never saying to do so. And I only brought up that it's a selfish kit because there is no team play. These are your selfish agents that provide little to no utility for the team. And you'll know that it's not for, like, your lack of trust is like, how well do I throw my utility for the team? And it's never... Here, hold on. Let me just see this really quickly before I commit to it. So we don't trust Feast and Kids and Bend Over. They're also pretty selfish agents. Do not look. Why not? Every human being whiffs on the planet. Okay, also you're not, like, moving. Yeah, that wasn't great technique, but, like... You're insane for this, by the way. Nice. Yeah, you did. Again, it's technique, though. But I wouldn't cope whiffing there. Like, hold... Here, you want to watch it again? Hold on. Hold on real quick. Yeah. Full movement. People, don't worry, don't worry. Moving on. Because I don't think it's the least of your worries. If you pop shield, you die here. Cool. Yeah. The fact that you kill one is silly. Cool, you probably lose. Hey, you win the round. Your teammates got you. Wait, your teammates have you. Wait, they literally won you the round. You got your value, of course, but they did it. Yeah, I think I see people playing cat, but not this deep cat. This is very peculiar. Okay. You're proud of that kill? Fair enough. Wow, your teammates have you? You're insane for this. Just stomping down mid is crazy. Because I don't know if you have the read that they don't have a lurker or what. But I am 90% sure that even the B players that are there know you're there. Yeah, and your crosshair's floating. Okay, thankfully that dude was lost. Okay, we're going to... we're gonna come back to the game to illustrate a couple points. So, first point, I do want to illustrate is on defense, I can't have you playing an angle that keeps
Over
you
there.
trapped. So what this angle does is it's pretty standardly clear, and it's really hard to get out of. You know, because your routing has to be like this, and it's really awkward to cross. It takes 2 jumps. It's really awkward. It's very awkward to get across here, and this is also spammable. And then you have to do another step to get out. So it's really hard to get out of this corner, and it puts you at a lot of disadvantageous positions because you're not allowed to... Essentially, you're not allowed to take favorable engagements. And so any sort of interaction you have with the enemy is going to be negative. Good players are just going to send a
there.
molly here. You're going to swing out, and you're going to die to the person holding you here, holding you here, holding you here. And then you cry. And so I want you to get into a habit on defense on this map in particular, is that this gives you a much better interaction. Top 410 gives you a much better interaction. Pipes gives you a much more better interaction, especially with shield pop.
Show me a target.
Like, this just gives you such a better interaction that in, like, most cases, it's way easier to get impact from over, like, top here, over here on, like, these fights, this fight, than waiting for them to come and do an execute back here. And if you are going to do this, you don't want them to know that you're here. This is one of those, I need to not be known so I can get my 1 and potentially get my 2nd. The second they know you're there, usually that's Doom Bros. So there's that. If you have a read in the game that allows you to just straight clomp down as well, this is totally fine. But typically this interaction will be kind of like this, where you'll come out, and if you W around this, you're dead to this kid. And so I want you to, because the timing is very peculiar, where if you're knife out, they can't see you, can't hear you at 133. They also can't be here by that time. So you just do this peek out, peek out, peek out, and bam, you've cleared mid, and then you can continue your flank. And I want you, honestly, just like scan, see no one's there. And I want you looking at ons, because there were moments where you just kind of keep your crosshair here and expose yourself to higher threats. Same kind of idea here, where I want your crosshair here on someone who can peek you, and then it can come over here. And we want to do that so we can minimize the amount of surprise factor that you've been given a lot of. Because there's a lot of moments, I think you remember this one where you die to this omen because you're looking here. Peeks you, you die for free. What's your new training? There's no training, per se. You need to just start doing the thing. Because I can't give you a 1-to-1. There's no... Because you're not doing the technique at all, I can't tell you if your peaks are bad because you're just not doing it. So... I have an app. So I use Google Keep to put notes, but there really isn't a practice, like, there's not a whole, like, practice segment I can give you. Like, I need you to give me 20 reps of moving this. And it's like, okay. You're just pressing the A and D key to move around and clear corners. So a lot of it is just, the onus is on you to understand that you have to peek out using these methods instead of Wing around the corner. And so we'll define this as opening the angle. And so whenever you're opening an angle, you have to move left or right. And when you're not opening an angle, for in this example, because like if you got to like right here and you cleared this open area, then you'd move this way. And because you're not opening an angle, that's when you press W key. But because we're just kind of walking everywhere, it's impossible to give just a straight... Because the fix to this is just to stop doing it. Yeah, so you're not allowed to do this. Because the scaling is just... Because you're scaling on something that you can just get exposed to later in the round. And so you can't do that. And so how you're going to do it now is you're going to scale like this. Peek out, peek out, peek out. And you do the same thing over here. Because now you're not exposed to this. And you're unexposing this. You'd peek out, peek out, peek out. And then you would start walking off of this, peek out. Because of a lot of your interactions were basically ripped out of your hands because an enemy would be here or be here and you just be walking it. So those are your notes right now. I just need you to start peeking things. I'm gonna keep it $150 with you. You probably won't hit plat for like a month. Depending, of course, how quickly your integration is. And that's... I don't give time constraints for above gold. I say a month to gold because I think it's fair to learn the basics in a month. Past that, Otis is on you. You could hit plat next week and hit plat next year. It just depends on how good you are at incorporating a lot of the new things. And you just need to put time into it, like dedicated time where you're actively thinking about it. So I want you to have a very conscious mind when you're playing. I don't want you thinking about your teammates. I don't want you thinking about anything else. This is just straight up concentrated practices. I'm peeking this. I'm peeking this. And you just think it in your mind, right? You don't have to say it out loud. If you do say it out loud, go for it, but you don't have to. But with intention, I want you to be peeking. And this is your intention right now. And of course, the other stuff does have to get fixed. Don't get me wrong. You can't be sweeping the floor as well. Like, you can't have your crosshair not an ability to, like, shoot somebody if they experience. But now it's like... And they don't have to be perfect. We just need to have intention. But that's it. That's it. Yeah. Let's change your notes. General notes. We're going to start peeking to fix the bad habit of walking everywhere. So as a guide, whenever there is a open space where a threat can be, we do not walk forward. We only walk forward when we are covered and not opening an angle. When we do want to open an angle, or rather, when we do want to expose to an angle, we are pressing only the D or A key to peek said angle. All right, that's that. That's pretty much it. You get to peeking, and we'll be Gucci. Keep it hard focused. I'd say every week. I'm going to hold to the weekly upload would be totally fine. Yeah, pretty much. because a lot of how improvement works is, while I can point this out to you, a lot of it's just time. Like, we just need hours in the game. And not mindless hours, mind you. Not like I'm playing 12 games a day type hours. We just need, like, dedicated hours where we're focused on looking at these interactions, like, fixing major mistakes, and then moving forward. But yeah, keep up the hard work, and I'll see you next week. Let's see. What? Uh-oh. Okay, I'm trying to look. Is anyone available now, or can I go home? Do some comp. You're welcome, you're welcome. This will probably be it for me. No one else has submitted a VOD, so yeah, I get to go home. I get to do what I want to do. Swiggity swoogity. Alright. That does it for today. Thank you guys so much for watching. If indeed you still are, you're all dismissed. Have yourselves a good night. Stay cool. Everywhere is hotter than anything can be. Good luck on the climb, and I'll catch you guys next time. Bye-bye.